This is Shaun. He loves horror movies, but has never seen Doom until now. Shaun, what'd you think?
Doom gave me nightmares.
Really?
Yes, 6'9", taller than 6'2" Shaun Greyson. I had nightmares, and The Rock was in them. He kept doing like things that were what do you call it? He kept just being really unreasonable in a horror situation. And
so he played the Sarge character right then in your dream.
Yes, I guess so. But I did watch Doom for the first time. I remember this came out and you talking about it with a friend of ours in Mr. White's class, and me being like, that doesn't sound interesting at all. So I booted this thing up while working out, and I put it on the wall, and I soon stopped working out, and I took it off the wall, and I started watching this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it is so Resident Evil 1 movie coded.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
Almost like to the T. You've got, anytime you have a sick facility that's called like the Hive or the Ark.
The Queen, the Red Queen, or whatever they call it in Resident Evil, yeah.
I was just like, we're in trouble, that's for sure. And it all starts with this cast of characters that I hope they all die. Every single one of these team members is just the worst person ever.
Yeah, I think one of them's name is Goat, if I remember correctly, and
Goat.
he is the most awful character in the whole movie.
And Destroyer.
Yeah.
And Kid, and then Sarge and Reaper.
Oh yeah, that's his name. Yeah, Reaper.
And you have Carl Urban showing up, and you got Rosamund Pike.
Yeah, which is crazy to look at now. Yeah.
I know. And so like you start the movie, and then like okay, The Rock, maybe still pretty damn natural. Like he's still looking like a normal person, and I'm like, cool, I guess you gotta start somewhere. And then you see Carl Urban, and it's like, you gotta start somewhere. Rosamund Pike, I'm like, you're the best ever, but I guess you gotta start somewhere, and it might as well be right here with Doom. Obviously the big scene is the FPS scene.
Oh yeah.
And you keep waiting for it to get there. And you have to wade through this this incredibly strangely produced movie where the production design checks all boxes, and then it's still really terrible.
Yeah, you would think that a Doom movie would be one of the easiest movies to put onto a film, because you don't necessarily need a story besides, hey, a hell portal opened up, they took over this base, you have to survive.
Yes.
But instead, it's, we're gonna do all this biological testing on people, and something's gonna go wrong, and then it's all gonna go bad, and there's a teleporter that goes to Mars.
And they were perfect beings that couldn't get cancer.
Yeah, it's so weird on what they do with it, but you can't look away.
Yeah. So the sets, first of all, like I said, they check all the boxes, and then they still fall flat. It felt like, it felt very Doom 3.
It's 100% Doom 3.
Yeah, you've got some aspects in there where they have to find the doctors.
Yep.
Right, which is kind of, and they have to so they can access certain doors, and it's very key card-ish and like little homages here and there. But from the jump, I was just like, it's sterile. It's like they made the labs, but they didn't make the labs look like anybody used them.
Yeah.
And they made the living quarters, but they didn't make it look like anybody's ever slept in them before.
Well, I guess they were trying to make it seem like it was more of a like empty area because something horrible is happening.
Because it had been, yeah.
Exactly.
And so, and that's just like the first thing I noticed whenever we're doing our like escape sequences, and then later down the road. But so we get a very much Resident Evil 1, which I think came out after this. Let's
I'm pretty sure Resident Evil 1 came out way before this.
Because I was a young man when I saw Resident Evil 1, and when I saw Resident Evil 1, I liked it, and I still like the first Resident Evil movie. I think the soundtrack's really slamming. I think it's really tongue-in-cheek, and it reads a
Okay.
lot like RE4.
Resident Evil was 02.
Gotcha.
I want to say that this was like 04
Yeah.
or 05. Doom was 05. So yeah, this was 3 years after RE1.
And to just think that and even the first escape sequence where you get on the elevator, that arm gets severed, and it becomes a plot point as well. I was just like, this is ridiculous. And we finally get to meet our cast of characters. They're not interesting looking at all. They're just in these black.
Yeah, dude, they're military. They're not supposed to be interesting.
Yeah. No, but like, it's just like Doom has such the most iconic main character ever, and to think that like they just put them in some black SWAT units, and
It is interesting to think about this because now you're thinking about how Doom Guy is now. At that time, when you have Doom 3 out, it's technically a different character.
yeah, but he's still got the cool green armor and stuff.
Not in Doom 3.
Yeah, they do. They got.
I mean, in Doom, it's not as cool as it is in Doom 1 and 2.
Nothing's ever as cool.
Yeah, but I mean, in Doom 3, it is more like kind of like washed out and dark and everything. And what are they going to do? They took the same thing that X-Men did and they said, hey, just give them all black suits. It's so much easier. And that's what they do.
When we land and we go into the facility, we meet Pinky.
Yeah, you sure do. I wonder what's going to happen to him.
Yeah, I don't like. This sounds really weird, but his wheelchair made me nervous
Okay.
because it's so fragile. It
Yeah.
looks like it's just gonna fall over at any
I
time.
mean, there's a reason why it should make you nervous because what happens later on. But yeah.
And so we see Pinky, and then we meet Mac and the rest of the crew. And we get our first peek at this weird weapon system. You know, the names of their guns respond to their call signs. And then they like sync up their gun cams by aiming at each other in
It's
the
weird.
face.
Yeah. Let me line this up. We're good. We're good. I checked it on Sarge.
Woo, our guns are working. What do you think
Yeah,
about that,
exactly.
dude? What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's working.
it's great.
So my first note is it says ARC, lol, because it is just like it's supposed to be a safe haven for all creatures.
Whoops.
And then I put Rosamund Pike, who acts her ass off.
She is the best in the movie.
Yeah.
And it makes sense on why she's the best, but yeah.
And then I put Pinky, and so Alpha Team or Doom guys or whatever you want to call them, they start
The squad.
Yeah, they start exploring, and it's like you get an inkling that like The Rock is not our main character pretty early on, which is like almost a pleasant surprise.
It's very refreshing because when I saw this in theaters.
Yeah.
So going in, I thought that The Rock was going to be the main character.
Yeah,
of the
Doom.
film.
I thought Rock was Doom guy.
I
This whole
did
time.
too. So whenever you do find out, oh, it's Carl Urban in theaters, it kind of floored me. I was thinking to myself, okay, we're doing something different here. This is kind of interesting.
More like dooming something different.
Yeah.
My first real note is there's a scene where my boy goes up into the ceiling to check out a vent.
Yeah.
And he gets scared by a monster that knocks him down. And he falls down with a minigun and he sprays the ceiling. And I wanted to ask your thoughts on what are your thoughts on taking points in a vent crawl space with a minigun?
I think that you're probably one of the dumbest people ever because you're not going to hear anything. And you're in a contained area that eventually something's probably going to hit and reflect back in that base.
Did you say eventually? You don't. So like, if you were crawling into a vent, what I'm getting at.
I'm not carrying a minigun with me because you can't get through the damn vent.
Okay, that's what I'm saying here. Maybe a 9mm.
Maybe like a submachine gun,
Or
like a UMP or something like
a
that.
small.
Yeah, something small and containable, not this.
And so I was like, okay, tactically these guys are buffoons. And then we get our split up, right? And Kid and Goat get kind of paired together. Goat gives them some drugs. They see a naked lady with a big ol' ass. And
Yeah, Goat Goat is the one that I always remember because he's to me, and it might be because I haven't seen this in a while. To me, he seems like he's the worst acted character in the movie.
He's so over the top.
Exactly.
But I remember him, so maybe he isn't bad.
I still remember him. Too.
Yeah. And then you have this other character who carves crosses into his forearm every time he sins.
That's right. What you know? What you know about that? Demons, Shaun. They're fighting demons.
And he goes, he's like, ugh. And I'm like, okay, trigger warning, Jesus fucking Christ. His knife is this tall. He's like, I took the Lord's name in vain. And I'm like, you take this whole fucking movie's name in vain, dude. Jesus Christ, take it easy. And like the other guy's just like, okay.
That's cool. Well, I mean, at that point, with how many crosses he has on his arm, they're probably all used to it by that point.
I gotta be honest, man. If you start carving crucifix in your arms on stream or something, I'm gonna be like, hey, man, do you need to talk to me?
Well, we're not in the squad.
Not yet. I then marked down titties. And then I put, so Resident Evil, it's funny. And so we get scenes with Carl Urban and his sister, and I keep thinking that they really are lovers in secret because the sexual tension is insane.
It is crazy. And I like how they try to make it like a big like twist whenever it's like, that's my sister. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like when he's talking to his sister, it's like these people are gonna start tongue kissing any
It's
second.
the future, man.
But we get our rundown of the anomalaic woman. I can't remember her name, but she's holding the baby, and that's like kind of ground zero creature that they're doing tests on and things. They go look for Dr. Carmack.
Yeah, you like that little throw in there?
Like John Carmack, who's now MAGA and loves AI. What a piece. And they find Carmack. He's crazy. He's lashing out at him. He's got, we do some more monster hunting in the tunnels. And it really is just like, there's an hour and a half of this movie left. They're just wandering around.
What do you think about every time you see the monster, it's hidden?
It is hidden, and the first time we see it, I thought it was okay. The first time we see, I guess it's an imp at this point.
It is. The main creatures in this movie are imps.
Yeah, so we see the eyes in the darkness, and then like the 10 eyes pop up. I was like, it looks horrible, but
for that time, it looked good though.
Yeah.
Because it does share resemblance with what the imps look like in Doom 3. So whenever I saw that, having beaten Doom 3, I freaked out because I thought, oh man, they brought it to life. Like that's kind of cool.
The imps have this mosquito thing.
Yeah.
The tongue just goes right into their neck, and
Kind of weird, yeah.
I guess they suck your your body off or something. Rosamund Pike cuts this tongue out and tests it. Let's just be honest. All I want to talk about is the adrenaline needle.
So I think before we get to that, I think the thing about the Doom movie is this movie could have easily been 30 to 40 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, I think if this movie would have been an hour and 20 minutes, I think it would have been a heater.
I think
I will tell you, I think it would have been a just knock straight out the park. Like
so?
I think so. I think it would have been like, yeah, that's Doom. Yeah. Squad's going in, we got demons.
Okay. While we explore that theory, I want to talk about this adrenaline needle. I don't remember who it is, but he gets his shit messed up pretty bad, and he goes in, and the squad is like, oh shit, he's hurt really bad, and Carl Urban goes, give me the adrenaline needle. Anytime you hear adrenaline needle, what do you think about?
I think of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I think about this big motherfucker
going straight into the heart. Yeah.
And they hand Carl Urban, and he goes, thanks. And he goes.
It's the future, Shaun. They don't need to slam anymore. Okay?
There is this milky white substance in a needle about this big. And so I just put tiny adrenaline needle, ?
That's all you need in the future.
And
Guaranteed to jack you up.
I laughed audibly at that smallness. And he goes, because he just like kind of presses it into his skin. And he just, the way Carl Urban delivers the line, he goes, give me the adrenaline.
He means business.
We get some scenes with Rosamund Pike, and it's not Destroyer. I can't remember who it is, but he wants to fuck her so bad. and she definitely is interested, but she's playing coy, right? And eventually this character dies, and that was very sad. He gets pulled through the floor. And I was actually, for a second, I was like, oh, that's too bad.
Like your only likable character in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was a pleasant surprise. We have another scene with Destroyer, who falls into the chain pit with the Hell Knight. This guy falls like 50 feet, and then the Hell Knight is like, and then the guy like socks and Hell Knight's like, this guy goes hands-on with the Hell Knight in the pit.
Hey, how badass is that, though? How badass is
He
that?
pins him to an electrical wall with a pipe and then wedges the pipe in the ground so he can't get up. And then he starts climbing the chain again, and the Hell Knight yoinks the chain and he falls down and dies from the fall that he just experienced.
How sick was it before that happened?
It was pretty sick, but I was like, okay, cool. Now the Hell Knight's going to step on his face or something because I already saw this guy fall that exact distance and live. And then he falls again, and now he's dead.
The first time, it's like, oh man, the adrenaline kicked in. The second time, the adrenaline's gone.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you that.
That's movie logic.
Okay, hands on with the Hell Knight was all right. We have The Rock. We have Sarge finding the BFG, and the production design on the BFG is pretty good.
It's big.
It is a big gun. He goes to pick this thing up wrong. When you pick up a gun, you go, you know?
Yeah.
He goes.
It's a big fucking gun.
He picks
Sean.
up, like, the gun's profile is here, the barrel is here, the handle is here. He grabs the handle like this, to where then he would have to then wrap his arm around to grab it.
Yeah, Sean.
He's like,
that's the future.
You grab it like this. He goes.
Hey, are you a part of the squad? Have you ever picked up a BFG? That might be proper handling of the BFG.
I was like, man, the Sarge is such a baby in this movie. And then the BFG turns to be out nothing more than a slime thrower from Ghostbusters 2. Are you kidding me?
I mean, it does take out a wall at least. In the movie's defense, with what you've seen up to this point, did you really expect the BFG to be that cool at that point?
I expected a room wipe or some kind of cool thing, and I guess he does wipe a room because he knocks a wall down.
He takes a wall down, yeah.
It's like a remodeler's dream, I guess. We have we kind of head towards our finale.
Yeah, because Goat's already dead because he dies in the bathroom, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
And then we have Carl Urban and Sarge left, but not before the big scene. And I finally, in context, saw it happen. What a piece.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, the first person seen in theaters, it was incredible in 05. And I think this is the part that sucks because my brain is thinking back to 05.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh man, this is so cool. I haven't seen anything like this before. Now, looking back on it, it's probably like, oh man, that aged like milk.
Well, while I'm watching it, I'm trying to decide what is, like, how they did it, right? And then very quickly, I'm like, okay, cool. They're running around with the camera.
Yeah.
That's it. And then they CGI a gun floating around to match up. And then they CG the squibs and stuff. And it is the best part of the movie.
Oh, 100% it is. I don't know. I'll get to my favorite part here in a little bit.
Okay. So for me, that's the best part of the movie. And that scene is still like a 5. So after that, we get to Sarge versus Reaper.
Oh, yeah. Hey, don't forget about the whole Pinky fight.
Oh,
you find out that Pinky's turned into the Pink Demon.
Yeah.
And guess what? The chainsaw shows up.
It does. And it's really just the dog from Half-Life.
Yeah. I mean, he's big.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Pinky in Doom 3 does look like that. But yeah, we do get a fight, and he fights him with the chainsaw. He's dragging that weird chair around, of course. Gets back to his gun and shoots Pinky like twice in the head and kills it. I guess it's not that formidable.
Sean, he's got Berserk mode on. Okay. He's in first person.
Okay.
Extra damage. That should be with his hands.
What was seeing Pinky like in theaters?
Awesome. Like, it was great. The reason why I think the scene hits so hard in theaters is because it's brighter than any other scene in the movie.
It is.
And you can tell what the creatures look like. So whenever you're able to see the actual creature design that they
Zomboed
work
humans as well.
really hard on, it looks good.
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, man, why wasn't this in the whole film? It would have been better. So it was oh, wow, that's what they look like.
And I do appreciate that all the creatures are people in suits.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Well, maybe not Pinky.
Yeah, not Pinky.
Yeah,
obviously.
Pinky's all CGI.
But the Hell
He
Knight,
might be some prosthetic. I don't
the
know.
Hell Knight seemed to be a man in a suit. The imps were all suited up, and our zombos with their blood smeared faces were definitely human. So we get the final confrontation between Sarge and Reaper. It is a fight for the ages in the middle of the ARC conference
Hell
room.
yeah, it is.
The choreo's like not bad, actually. And there is a scene that's very funny where The Rock grabs him, does a front flip with him, and then throws him by the legs.
Sure
and
does.
Flips him.
It's pretty sick. it's sick in the, man, that is totally a video game.
Yeah, it's sick like wire fighting.
Yeah.
Sick, right?
Yeah.
He wraps railing around his arm as a weapon.
Yeah, it's like a piece of like rebar.
Yeah.
Which I can still picture that in my head from when I saw it in theaters. Because that's awesome to me.
It's not that awesome when Carl Urban bends it with one hand back at him. Yeah. Because it's a piece of rubber.
Whatever, man. Hey, don't yuck my yum.
I mean, yeah, the Rock Super Soldier is impressive. He can do it, but then Carl Urban can also just do this.
Well, the thing is that Carl Urban isn't a demon, whereas The Rock is a demon.
Okay, but why would that? It doesn't mean he should be easier to bend rebar than the demon. That's
Good,
the opposite.
stronger than evil.
Good, dude. You're not gonna gaslight me on this one, are you? Okay. We have the final kill, which is actually pretty cool. I thought he was gonna cut The Rock in half with the portal. But he sends The Rock through the teleporter, basically back to I guess it's like Earth Station, right?
I think so. It's either Earth or Mars. I can't remember if they're
Because
on Mars. I get it confused. Yeah.
They transport to Mars very quickly through this, so I guess it's like back to Earth. And then he tosses a grenade into the portal, and The Rock's like, no! And then he just liquefies himself. And then the movie's over.
It is crazy that you get to see The Rock lose.
I know.
So
I was thinking about that when Carl Urban was stepping on him and choking him on the railing. I was like, I've never seen The Rock lose something.
That's the second time I've seen him lose. The first time, Scorpion King, baby.
Oh,
and The Mummy Returns.
He loses in Fast and Furious as well. Toretto was going to kill him with a wrench.
Oh, no, he was tying the shoe.
You think so? All in all...
yeah, he does lose, though.
All in all, the experience of watching Doom was, I'd say bad. I didn't enjoy my time watching it.
So...
Because Resident Evil is the same film, but does everything better.
I think if you would have watched this in 2005, I think you would have... I don't think you would have liked it, but I think you would have been like, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
I think you would have been like, the soundtrack was okay, I guess.
It does have Nine Inch Nails in the credits, which is also another first-person scene, which is entertaining.
I think for me, the reason why it was so good is, one, I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
And two, I saw it with a group. So I remember everything about the day that I went to see it, even leading up to what I did afterwards when we stopped at a gas station and I got the best tater tots I've had in my life.
I thought you were going to say you got laid or something after.
No. Just tater tots, baby. Just tater tots.
Sometimes that's better.
But I wanted you to watch this because I do feel like Doom is a movie that everybody should watch at least one time to just understand how crazy video game adaptations were back then.
Yeah, and I think that it goes to show that the only real difference between a good and bad video game adaptation is like vibe. I think more than anything. And I think that them being a squad going in and it not feeling isolated ruins the vibe.
It does kind of take away from it. It would have been better had they been separated a lot more than they actually were. It should have been like, hey, two people went in and then the others stayed back and then you had like them get split up and kind of like, because you have a 2-hour-long movie.
2.5.
And it is just like, there's a lot of walking.
At least it felt like 2.5. But yeah, even if like Carl Urban had been split from the team, or all the team died except for Carl Urban, or even the
quickly.
Rock, yes,
Like,
yeah,
it should have. Honestly, that squad should have been gone within the first 20 minutes of the movie. They
Yeah.
should have been wiped out, and it should have been The Rock and Carl Urban. And I really wish they would have dug in on more of The Rock being the good guy. Because
before the turn.
Yeah, because you can kind of tell he's going to turn pretty quickly.
Yeah, even when they were getting set up, it was like, okay, this guy's just a by the numbers.
Yeah, he does not care. He wants his mission done. He will complete it at any way he needs to.
Semper Fi, motherfucker. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's rough.
So what do you give it? You said something earlier on what you gave it, and I'm wondering if it's going to stick.
Okay, 3.
A 3 out of 10?
I give it a 3.
Out of 10?
Yeah, sorry. I give it a 3. Out of 10.
You're no fun.
No, I mean.
No, I honestly, you knew, being how old we are, going back and watching this movie for the first time ever, yeah.
Because you were
I was
13,
yeah,
14?
Yeah, of course. That is a 13-year-old coded film.
I am a decade older than twice the age you were when you saw it for the first time. Yeah, it's not a good movie. I would recommend everybody watch it once, though. I will agree with you on
No,
that.
I was 15 when I saw this.
Yeah, I got you.
Because if it's 05, yeah, 15.
Okay, well, 6 years older than double your age. I'm gonna die. Oh my.
But still, yeah, if you're watching this right now, you've never watched Doom, please go watch it.
Yes.
Like, you really need to watch this film at least once, just so you can understand how little they had to do in order to impress a young Greyson with a video game.
I think drinks with a friend.
Oh my gosh!
On a
yeah.
Saturday at 1 o'clock in the
A drunken
afternoon.
watch of this
Yeah.
film. Oh my goodness!
You're gonna have such a great time. But if you enjoyed my review of Doom, or are really pissed that I gave it a 3 out of 10, make sure to go to patreon.com/hangtime. Make sure and also give this video a big ol' thumbs up and comment below a movie you haven't seen but you need to watch.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have also not seen it and we'll watch it and then review it, and then you'll feel really strong.
Good job there.
Did you get laid after you saw it for the first
No,
time?
I didn't. It did not happen.